So I work with a lot of businesses that have either struggled in the past to hire VAs, or they're kind of starting out with hiring VAs and they're not really sure how to get going when it comes to making sure that their VAs are as effective and efficient as possible. And so the number one solution to this is going to be providing software. Software is something you're going to buy to help the productivity of your team, and it's going to be pieces of software that can help you from task tracking to inter-team chat to time tracking, project tracking, all of those productivity things that you want them to be doing and tracking, so that way you can make sure and they can make sure that they're working efficiently and effectively, as part of a team. Now, software has come a long ways over the past few years. You used to have to buy these different components of software to do these different things, but now you can pretty much go out and you can buy one software. And even a lot of times, these softwares will, even be part of your CRM, which is your customer relationship manager. So you have one place where all of your contacts for your business, your customers, your leads, all that stuff is managed, as well as you also have all of your productivity software tools for your team to utilize in that platform. Now, one thing I'll say when it comes to utilizing software with your VA teams is if you can get one software that your whole team can use as a core. Now, obviously, different positions, when they're doing specialized tasks, you're going to need different things, different softwares to use. So your web designer is going to need different software than your, video editor. But as a general, practice, they're also going to need to track their time, track their tasks, take notes, all those kinds of things. And so if you can get one software that they all can use, this makes the creation of your SOPs, your standard operating procedures, that much easier and that much more effective. Plus, when it comes to bringing on new team members and they're trying to learn this software, one, you can already have your SOPs created. You can have tutorial videos where you've recorded how to go in and click all the different buttons. You can have links to different instruction documents or manuals that you had created, telling them how to clock in and do all these different things. But also, they can ask other team members, hey, I'm trying to clock in or clock out or do this specific thing, and I'm kind of struggling and trying to figure it out. Can you help me figure out the best way to do this or how to do this? And the other team can help them. And so when it comes to you, the business owner, the manager, and trying to manage your time as well as manage this entire team of employees that you have, being able to offload those monotonous, repetitive tasks when you're hiring and growing your team, like teaching people how to clock in, teaching people how to do these things, you shouldn't really be having to do that from employee to employee, especially as a business owner. Now, maybe you have a managerial employee or VA who's kind of assisting that process, or maybe the team comes together and they help the new employees, and that's fine. But the best way to do this is to have SOPs where you say, hey, you're going to read through these SOPs, you're going to learn how to do all of these different systems and processes that we have, and then you're going to go ahead and do them, okay? And so having this software where your team can go in, it's really, really critical to make sure that it can do all of the functions of productivity tracking that you really care about and that matters to your business. And so like I said before, this can come down to things like time tracking. Can they clock in and clock out? A lot of times with VAs, they're going to have interruptions in their days, or they're going to work maybe a few hours there, a few hours here, or maybe they do one long sprint. You want to make it as easy as possible for them to track their time. Also, does the time tracker have a notes section, or does it have a task comment section or something like that, so that they can attribute what they were actually working on with that time? And so when you go, hey, how are you, using your time? Let's say they're struggling to complete a project on time. You don't even have to ask. You can go look, or you can even have them pull up how they were spending their time and make them justify that. You can help them correct where they need to correct, or maybe you make note and say, hey, this is just taking more time than we expected, and you can allot them more time. And there doesn't have to be this back and forth of, oh, well, it should have taken this time, but you took this amount of time, so on and so forth. These are the kinds of problems and discussions that you're going to eliminate when you start using productivity software to help manage your team. And when you do this, it's going to change the game, not only for your business and helping you grow that much quicker, but it's going to change the game for your VAs, how comfortable they feel when they're working with your company, how comfortable they feel when they're working with you or the managers. Do they feel like they can trust you? Do they feel like that, you're giving them a fair shakedown of an employment opportunity with your business? Are you treating them correctly? And so all of these things are going to be resolved, honestly, when you start using software and you're able to have perspective. I'm glad you're enjoying the video. If you need help with hiring, training, or managing your VAs, make sure you click the link in the description below to check out our free VA hiring workshop. If you need one-on-one help with me, click the link to schedule an appointment to see how I can help. Now, some of the other things that you really want to do generally for all of your employees is you want to have task tracking. So not only just with the time cards and the clock in and clock outs, but you want to have a system where tasks are actually created, they're sent out or assigned to a person when they're created, and they have a due date and they have a urgency level. So what is the priority of getting this done? Does it need to be done in the next 10 minutes? Does it need to be done in the next hour or next week? And so this is going to be very important as well, because as you know, your day gets full of multiple tasks that you have to do. Now, if you're a business owner, odds are you've probably gotten pretty good at organizing and saying, okay, I got to get this done today, I got to get that done today, I can do this tomorrow, I'll try to squeeze this in if I have enough time. But your virtual assistants aren't going to necessarily know the priority levels of all of their tasks at any given time just when they're assigned, if there's no priority level given to them. Because most of their tasks, especially if you're taking my advice and you're hiring a team of VAs that are doing things in stages, and you don't just have one VA doing everything in your business, they're going to be doing tasks, and they're going to be assigned tasks that are going to be part of a whole much bigger picture. So for example, a website build. You're going to have a copywriter write copy, you're going to have a graphic designer design the website, then you're going to have a web developer build the website, and so on and so forth. And so the graphic designer might not know that the website needs to be designed today or tomorrow or in the next week. And so it's very important to make sure you have these urgency levels, prioritization levels, and a tasking system where you can assign, organize your tasks. So when a virtual assistant sits down at their computer to work every day, they can log into their system, they can say, okay, these are the first 3 things that I got to knock out today, and then I need to figure out how to prioritize these other things and get them done, so that way my team can keep moving and we can get projects done. The next big thing that you're going to want to have is going to be an inter-team chat. And so it's going to be critical to your team coming together as an actual team and working together to make sure that they can communicate in a safe way, they can communicate one-on-one, and they can communicate as a group to collaborate on projects, to ask questions about clarifying details on projects, and to solve any problems that they may have, and point out any kind of issues or any kind of ideas that they may have as well. So bringing your team together without you having to facilitate it is huge to getting autonomy in your business. If your team has a method, has a way, has a system to come together and solve problems on their own, come up with ideas on their own, and just help run your business without you having to be involved. Again, this is the whole point of hiring VAs, right? We don't just hire VAs so we have more things to do and more people to manage. We want to hire VAs so that way we can get free from these basic processes in our business and we can work in our business. And so this, having an inter-team chat will help build such team community and will help your team start to improve, get better on their own without you having to be involved. And so those are going to be the 3 main functions that you guys want with any software that you get with all of your VAs. There's obviously going to be a lot more that you could go into, but those are the 3 main things that you want. And as a bonus, what I would say is if you have a software that can give you an SOP system. Now, for a lot of my companies, I always like to do things kind of scrappy, and so we've always just used Google Docs, and so we will link in our tasks the Google Docs to the correct SOPs. But if you have a system that has an SOP system where you can build out those SOPs, that as a huge bonus is even better because it's already within that platform. They don't even have to leave that software to view those SOPs. But guys, those are the main things that you want. And if you can just implement those 3 productivity tracking, managing systems with your VA teams, you will be amazed in the increased productivity and the increased efficiency of your team, and you'll be able to grow your business that much quicker. Hey guys, that's the end of the video. Thanks for tuning in. If you got some value out of that, make sure you go ahead and let me know by leaving a like. I'd love to hear your thoughts, questions, and comments down in the comments section. And of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos. We release 3 videos a week, one on sales, one on marketing, and one on VAs. And of course, if you want to check out some of our services or products, check out the links in the description, as well as you can find information on one-on-one coaching and consulting with me, where we can dive into the specific strategies and solutions that you need in order to take your business from 6 figures to 7 figures, or low 7 figures to more 7 figures.